Today I'm going to talk about the current state of virtual reality. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jonathan with JonnyTech. I haven't always taken a general interest in technology. I've never had extensive experience with VR, apart from having a limited experience with Beat Saber and a racing game a couple of years back. On reflection, these are really cool experiences. A little jarring due to the tech at the time, but sweet nonetheless. Being one of the holy grails of technology with dreams of immersion, VR has been referenced in TV and film for several decades and has a certain mystique towards it as the technology is adopted by the masses. According to the Oxford Dictionary, VR is a computer-generated simulation of a 3D image or environment that can be interacted with in a seemingly real or physical way by a person. This can be experienced through wearable headsets such as a helmet and gloves. What is VR used for? The use cases for VR include examples like flight simulations, medicine and education, weather forecasting, and most popular right now, gaming. So where did VR come from? It was reported as far back as 1968 that the first head-mounted device was created by a US scientist named Ivan Sutherland and his student Bob Sproul. We can even go way back into time before the term VR was coined and its early origins through 19th century panoramic paintings. Now let's fast forward to 2020. VR has progressed a long way in the modern era, and the pace of innovation continues to gain momentum as technology continues to improve the holistic immersion experience. Gaming as a use case is spearheading this, and in my opinion looks to be the most accessible way to experience VR and keep you entertained due to the buzzing ecosystem and community. Today there are loads of VR gaming headsets to choose from, each having content for the casual to hardcore consumers alike. The PSVR, Oculus and Valve Index, or the big three as I like to call them, are some of, if not the most popular headsets I've seen and heard of anyway. With the current climate of people being indoors, now's the perfect time for people to try other forms of pastimes and entertainment. To entice people such as myself, the barrier to entry has to be low. If we look at Sony, launching in 2016, the PSVR is the cheapest out of the big three and has a user installed base of at least 5 million to date, and with some standout titles like Resident Evil 7 and promised VR support for user-generated content in Dreams. Next we have the latest iteration of the Oculus head-mounted display, the Oculus Quest from Facebook, with additional tech such as inside-out tracking, and natively doesn't need to be connected to another device to enjoy compelling content, and its setup is easiest out of the bunch. The most expensive and beefed up in terms of specs out of the three is the Valve Index, requiring base stations to track where you are using the headset, and games such as Half-Life Alyx will probably prove the best experience using this device. It's all great making a great product, but what will drive usage is simplicity, accessibility, and compelling content driven by consumers and developers alike. With new headsets being released, the tech in the PSVR is becoming increasingly outdated and doesn't look to be the easiest to set up. With multiple headsets, Facebook needs to focus and consolidate their resources on a single type of device to ensure a seamless experience for their consumers. For the Valve Index, the price alone of $999 or £919 makes it difficult for the average consumer to foray into this device. However, with such souped up specs, one can argue it's justified, but notwithstanding, an equivalent souped up PC will have you well above the price of the headset alone. You don't have to look far to see articles that in think pieces crop up discounting VR as a fad and how it will never catch on. Time will tell, but there does seem to be more positive noise around AR. AR, also known as augmented reality, and can be described as a halfway house between VR and the real world. Even though the tech has been available and accessible on our devices, I never really use it and hasn't caught on in some areas. I went to Tokyo last year, and outside the Anime Plaza building I saw loads of working dudes all playing Pokemon Go.
What, magic card?
Yeah, so I managed to collect till 400 or however many you needed to turn it into that.
With all the noise surrounding both VR and AR, I say that the tech doesn't have to be either or, and both excel in specific circumstances. Despite being developed for several decades, VR has no means peaked. If you look at the patents filed by companies such as Sony and Facebook, there's plenty of room for VR to grow in improving presence and breaking down that fourth wall of immersion, and there's some pretty sweet tech on the horizon. With the PS5 this year, one can't help think what Sony is cooking up in the kitchen for their second device. Based on their latest PS5 controller news, I'd say that they're more akin to the tech in the Oculus Quest, and having the added advantage of having AAA exclusive library of games to boot from beloved franchises. Time will tell if they can keep costs down to appeal to the masses. Facebook continues to update and improve the Oculus Quest, even though the release was only in May 2019. They've shown clear dedication following the runway success year on year for their non-platform sales. Facebook has been open about their R&D efforts and will no doubt push for more social interactions through their devices, blurring the lines between the real and physical world. No doubt the Vive will remain a contender of VR experiences, even as second-generation devices from other companies are released. Bar Half-Life Alyx, what other games will really change the headset going forwards? As a spectator such as myself, really considering jumping into more extended experiences into VR, after seeing some sick reviews of games such as Half-Life Alyx and fitness experiences such as Supernatural. That being said, the Oculus Quest looks like the sweet spot in terms of price, accessibility and performance. I think we'll definitely get a new generation of devices in the next 6 to 12 months. Let me know for those who own an Oculus if it's worth plunging in now, and maybe I'll do an early impressions review. So I say that to say the current state of VR is quite healthy. We're still in the early stages. There's clearly more technology that needs to be developed, and hopefully through content, this technology will be adopted by the masses. If you like this video, make sure you click the button, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.